There we go.
Life is Great, episode 8. It's been about 2 weeks. We out here.
We out here.
You started off right.
Water per usual. Speaking of episode 8, I pulled up to pump 8 last night, and you know I almost stopped at pump 6, but I pulled forward and went to pump 8, and I was like, yeah, you know, you got to continue to go to pump 8.
It's all good.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's all good.
We gotta go. We gotta continue to go to pump 8. Like, and what is 8? The infinity sign. It's a continuation. It's a constant continuation. I just thought that was something cool to share. You know. Meanwhile, it looks like the Warriors are gonna sweep. You know, this is one thing I wanted to say. The Roman Empire, when it was built and when it was close to falling, like, had to basically keep the people involved and keep their minds wrapped up from political corruption, and they did it with pointing the light on entertainers and having games. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing that goes on. The same thing that's going on right now. You know.
Just balance out your chi more often. A whole lot of effort in the gym helps.
All right.
Drinking more water helps.
All right.
Eating right helps.
Getting good rest
helps.
Thinking good thoughts.
Take a multivitamin. I mean, I don't know what people really do, but like I've been out in public a little bit more recently, and I see a lot of either worrying or judgments, a whole lot of judgments, because we think there's some political correct way to do this whole thing, right? And it's like the people doing the most judgments are the most fat, most on Prozac, most fucking out of their mind.
Okay.
You know, stop worrying, stop judging, and I see a lot of manipulating. Stop that too.
Okay.
You pay the price for that, trust me. You know, and I've been telling him this, I'm gonna tell him, like, I think it's important. It's like, people are like, well, for example, you can't care what people think. If you care what people think, you won't progress because there's too much of this, right? So, and people will be like, well, isn't that selfish or isn't that rude? No, because I still play the game with honor and good intentions. So that in itself will impact the people around me positively.
Right.
I'm not in their brain being like, well, Cameron, I know what Cameron likes, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to say this. That's saying. That's deceiving.
Right.
What the human race went bad when they opened up the cups of deception.
Because that's the second thought, you know. If I'm in tune with myself and I'm going within, and this has been a big thing lately too, I feel a lot of people are looking for answers, and the only way that you're going to get those answers from insight, you know. And the only way you're really going to get insight is if you push past your normal routine and your normal way of thinking and your normal beliefs and your normal boundaries. You know, in a great way that we do that is with martial arts and lifting weights and things like that, you know.
You have to build momentum, right? Every time you worry, every time you judge, you stop momentum. You need momentum for the blessings to come, if that makes sense. So it's like we're halting all the waves when we're all just supposed to be waving forward. If we all wade forward, the wisdom comes quicker.
Right.
You know,
it's like everybody wants to be like, all right, well, don't pay attention. Don't worry about what other people think. And people will be like, yeah, it's easier said than done. But guess who's not worried about what the other people think? These are the people who are winning. These are the people who the focus is on them because they're focusing on the task at hand.
Right. And to reiterate on that too, it's like, again, if you're not the people were like, well, if you're not thinking about what everyone else is, then what? Again, you do have to follow guidelines, principles. You wake up every day. I'm first and foremost, I'm a man. Second off, a father. Third off, a friend.
And everything else is going to fall after that, you know? But you got to have some principles set up for your
Honor,
life.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Be optimistic.
Yeah.
And then do the things right, like drink more water, get more rest, eat right. You know, and I'm like, I want to start telling people, like, how are you complaining when you don't even do the basic principles right? And I don't even mean right. You don't even take a step forward, an initiative, or put any effort to do these things. Like, go to the gym 3 times a week before you complain. Until you're in the gym 3 times a week, you do have no right to complain.
For 8 months, because it's episode 8. Do it for 8 months at least.
I'm asking for 3 days a week though, just for like 4 weeks. You know, I see a whole bunch of 2-week guys going to the gym and lifting. You know, my dad had been in the gym for 6 months. He goes in and tries to lift with my little brother and hurts his shoulder. You know, and that's just a good real life example I've had recently. But my point is like, you don't. Of course, you're not going to go into the gym and start lifting heavy right away and looking like a tough guy because you don't want the dude to see next to you that you only have a 45 on each side and look like a bitch. It don't matter what he thinks.
It doesn't matter.
It matters about being in the gym the next day, the next week, the next month,
and improving and getting stronger. stronger and getting stronger. People get caught up with, you know, all the extras, but you got to keep it simple. You know, you got to keep it simple. You know how Max Holloway won? Straight punches.
Yeah.
The most simple things. People want to get caught up in the complexities, and they overlook the simple things. Work hard. You know, care about your own life enough to work hard. You know, somebody calls me, and every time they call me, it's a bad, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but it's you know, it's a bad story. It's a sob story every time.
Right.
You know, and you know, I will communicate back what I feel, and hey, you know, I love you, and I feel that you should do this, and this, you know, in order to overcome whatever it is that you're experiencing. And they'll brush it off like, man, you're so motivational, and you know, you're so inspiring, and man, you're so strong. But they disregard everything I said, and then the next time I talk to them, it's you see it's on loop. You guys have to break these cycles, and the only way to really do that is to dig deep down within yourself. You got to set up. Life already has enough struggle as it is. You're gonna have to create more struggle. If you want life to get easier, you're gonna have to lift heavier weights. You know that you're gonna. There's already enough adversity that's just gonna come. So you know. You have to train yourself, and that's what it is. It's training. You know?
And I want to say something. I say everything I say because I've been through it, right? I was in hell 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In hell. But I bounced back.
That's the own testimony. Okay.
But I bounced back.
Okay.
And I bounced back stronger than ever.
Okay.
You know, and I'm not here to be like, well, this is what happened to me. This is what happened to me.
too.
I was in the gutter.
Me
my
too.
G, in the gutter. You know
Locked
how I
up.
fought out of it? A whole bunch of will.
In a dungeon.
A whole bunch of effort.
Okay.
I didn't quit on myself first and foremost.
When I was locked up in a dungeon, they would give me 45 minutes, maybe twice a week, to walk around a little cement square. You know, and you know what I did? You know the thing that kept me going in those moments was the Spirit of God. That is the only thing. It's a loving spirit. You know, that when everything else is going wrong, you know, I have faith because I know that love will overcome. The love that I have for myself and the belief that I have in myself. You know, I'm having conversation. I'm walking around this little cement block. I can't even see the sky because there's a metal grade. And I'm at the lowest point. I have nothing. You know, I'm broken. Supposedly I'm broken. My reputation is done. Fuck a reputation. My physical health is done. My everything is almost broken except for that belief, you know, that this is what I'm gonna do. And every night while I'm in there, I'm in jail for 60 days straight. You know, every night I'm just laying there like visualizing, you know, literally dreaming about, okay, the gym. Like walking up the stairs, I'm talking about crystal clear visualization. So you guys gotta have a plan. Wherever your life is now, you gotta have like, okay, well, this is what I would like it to be, and visualize that over and over. You know, make that a reality. Live it, speak it, breathe it, and that's what it is. I watched a motivational video earlier, and it was like to make a decision, and the Latin root is incision. So that means to cut away, right? That means to cut away. So when you make a decision, then everything else around that decision, if you want to be great, you can't be jealous. You can't be hateful.
Can't have envy.
You can't have envy. So you have to cut away all of these lesser qualities from your personality. It's not about gaining all this extra shit. It's about getting rid of all the complexities and getting back to the basics.
The blind will try to undermine your plan. Don't forget that. They'll always try to throw you off. Anyway, the right people are hitting us up. They're feeling inspired. The same people are hating. But all I'm doing this is...
We need you. We need the haters.
Right.
That's physics.
The real ones will show love, and that's all it
Okay.
is to it. But
You
we
hear
out
me?
here. We're going to keep grinding, keep pushing forward.
That's it.
We're going to keep building the bricks. I'm going to get where I need to get.
That's all. That's it. Peace.